Good evening and welcome to McMahon O'Keefe Arena, Peabody, Massachusetts. Tonight's contest, Peabody Tanners against the Saugus Sachems. Saugus coming in, Kevin winning 3 out of 4. Stride right in mid-season.
And Mike, here on top of that, it sounds like they've maybe had one of their best games, arguably one of the best games of the season this past set against Peabody. I've talked to a couple of Beverly parents, and they said that they were definitely the better of the team. And, you know, and now you get into, Beverly beat Peabody pretty good. Now Saugus beat Beverly pretty good. So, you know, who knows what's going to happen tonight.
Yeah, you know, it's been going up and down a little bit. But as you come into the mid-season, this is when you see, as we always talked about, 3 different teams. You see the beginning of the season, the middle of the season, and the final.
And then playoff time.
So what we're doing now is we're seeing mid-season. And these games are extremely important. Of course, Peabody only facing Saugus one time this year. And they have them at home, which is very fortunate. That Casablanca rink can be pretty tough on opponents.
Right, Mike. You know what? I think these home and away against the Glosses and Danvers are going to be tough. And I thought early in the year, I thought the games against the Linds, the Sauguses might be easier, but, you know, it really looks like it's not turning out that way. So there are no easy games on Peabody's schedule. They've got to come out, you know, on a full throttle every game.
And they're coming into the meat of the season here with some of the highest competition they're going to see for the year coming up. So this game really is going to set them off to how they're going to do as they go down the trail here.
Well, you know, that's right, Mike. You know, you know, when you're looking at the schedule, and again, we can get ahead of ourselves, but you know, it's games like this that you really should win. But you know, you don't want to take them for granted. Here's our national anthem.
Kevin, good crowd down here tonight. Of course, Saugus not very far, just a shot up Route 1 onto the rink here. And one of the advantages we talked about with the NEC foes is the proximity of the rinks in the games.
Well, you're right, Mike. There's, you know, some of the GBL teams down near Boston, you know, although it's only 30, 45 minutes away, it still is a long truck for a hockey game. And it makes it so much convenient when you're playing the Sauguses and the Danvers and the Glosses. So.
Well, just getting ready now for the face-off. This game brought to you by RFX Incorporated, Refrigerated Food Express, and they're located at 55 Murphy Drive in Avon, Mass. Phone number to contact them is 508-587-4600. Once again, thank you very much for the sponsorship, and any of your refrigerated needs for trucking, certainly give them a call. Kevin, talking to some of the coaches, we've been talking a little backdoor talks here, and they're getting to think that the idea of beating Peabody is to playing them physical on this. They're a very fast, finesse team, and but you know, Peabody played Medford. They banged with them, so I'm not sure that will stop Peabody, but that's going to be the idea, I believe, behind the Saugus team.
Well, you know what, Mike? I'm sure that the way the Lynn Jets played Peabody that game, I'm sure that got out to all the North Shore, all the NEC teams, and you know, they played a real physical game, and I think that's, you know, plus the simple fact that they had a hot goalie that night is the reason why they won. So, you know, Peabody's probably got the quickest team that I've seen so far, so that you've got to stop them somehow, and being physical is one way.
Draw right off. Peabody gets it into the Saugus zone. Rogers, but they're going to call offsides on that one. You take a look from Saugus. Number 3 over there is Mike Scazzarella, and he's out there quite a bit, along with number 8, Joe Vecchione, a junior and a senior. Scazzarella is a senior, but you'll be seeing a lot of ice from those two individuals. Very gifted players for the Sachems. Quick dish back up on the boards, taken over by number 8, Vecchione. Gets into neutral zone, taken over by Pat Yo. Yo just dumps it down into the zone. Rogers in pursuit. Dish back up the boards quickly by Stanton. This one back in the neutral zone. Taking off those Scazzarella. And down behind the Tanner's net. Moran there first. Dishes up the boards. Yo can't quite handle. Dish back to the point. Just a bouncing puck. Gets by Chichelli. This one up the boards. Pitched in nicely by Moran. Noftel. 2 players on him. Dishes it out, but turned around and back the other way goes Saugus. McManus up on the right wing. Takes a big hit. Dumped into the zone of Peabody. Pat Yo, captain, passes it up to himself. Picked up by Moran. Moran under some pressure, throws it cross ice. This one just bouncing out of the zone, forcing Saugus to come out. Big lanky player, Kala, just dumps that one, but we'll get a whistle. This one should be just inside the Peabody zone.
Mike, you can see how Saugus is coming out, trying to be physical already, just like you said. You know, Tyler Call, a big defenseman, really using his weight back there.
Well, he's good size, no question of that. Number 26 for Saugus. One to drop. Peabody starting it back up. That's number 5, Eric Muse. Muse dumps it down. Bouncing puck back into the corner. Flying in there quickly, Bucci. This one thrown up the boards by Saugus. Held on the point nicely. Put back in. Good play by the left defenseman, Eric Muse. Turned back around. A.J. Parker right on the tape. Quick shot on, and a beautiful try by Bucci. As Parker just threading that needle, Kevin.
Like great play by A.J. Parker, being physical to keep the puck in, number 1. But then to have the presence of mind to slide it up, right over to Bucci. Great offensive play by Peabody's second line.
Saugus electing to go with the 2 lines. Pichicharo, what's going off? Not sure why. And back to take his place. Houghton back on, had missed a game. Saugus takes the draw. Starting back up the other way. 23 for Saugus. That's Sturton. Please me. Lavoie goes out wide. Bad angle shot. Set to the by Essery. Wide shot, mid-boards. Banked back in by Muse. Quick shot on, saved up by Paul Essery, the senior goaltender for the Sachems. Face-off will be down in the Saugus zone. Kevin, quite a few fans down here. We also noticed the entire Danvers High varsity team down here scouting out for their game next Wednesday.
I know, Mike. You gotta love to see.
Oh, and a quick chop in and a beautiful bad angle, but Noftel, the leading goal scorer, comes in and just finds a smallest hole you could find, Kevin, but big enough for a puck to squirt through.
Mike, here, Jim Noftel's been scoring all year. It looked like he put it right through the goalie's 5-hole, I think.
I thought it went off his glove.
Okay, hard to see from up here. But Elijah Cohen, nice shot, put it on net, had it nice and low, and a nice rebound, and they capitalized on it.
Puck into the Peabody zone. Pat Yo takes over. Peabody up to that quick 1 goal in the first period here. Kevin, we've talked about that a lot now, the scoring the first goal and how important it is.
Well, they've done that quite often, Mike, this year. They've gone up 1 or 2 goals in a lot of the games, and I think it's that next couple goals where you really got to look at, they haven't been able to close the door on some of these teams, and, here, let's see what they've got tonight. They've got to keep the pressure on them.
Noftel starts it out. Captain puts it over, looking for Cohen, just intercepted, though. Nice play, turned around by number 15, Pakolka. P.B. Brown pinching in. Cohen, Brown takes a big hit on the boards, sent up on the mid-boards and turned up ice by Saugus. That's number 15, Pagluka.
Zach Brown, Mike, all over the goalie. He's always when there's a rebound or there's a scrum in front of the net, Zach's always there.
And also noticeable is Peabody coming out hitting. Right off the bat, and Saugus that was their plan. It looks like Peabody getting the better hits in.
Maybe someone on the squad heard that they were, that was one of the things that they needed to beat Peabody. So,
McManus gets pickpocketed and sent back the other way by Brown for Peabody. This one up into the stands, so we'll get a whistle. This face-off will be just outside the Sachem zone. 11:47 remaining in the first period. Peabody 10 is up 1-0 over the Saugus Sachems. Back down, Taylor Shalin dishes around his own net, up to Bucci. Bucci, nice little quick backhand up, sent into the Saugus zone. Nice play by Brown. Brown gets it down low. A.J. Parker at the doorstep, and a nice backhand bid, but up to the task. Phil Essery, the senior goaltender for Saugus, and he stayed right with him. Brown was looking to pull him out a little bit, but nice play by the goaltender.
Yeah, it certainly was, Mike. Zach Brown showed a lot of strength. It looked like he had a couple guys on him and still was able to feed the puck to A.J. AJ had a nice little backhander. You like to see him. He showed a little bit of patience. Good save by the Saugus goalie.
Cooper tries it up. Sent over. Picked up by Peabody. Quick shot, 24. Peria takes a big hit, though, and tied up by Essery. Out with the line right now. Peria. Sucharowitz at center. On the right there, Lavoie. Looking against Saugus' first line here. The draw, and Scuzzarella, he's also a good face-off man. He's won 3 now.
Right, Mike. It looks like he is one of the top guys. Him and Vecchione look like they get most of the minutes.
Trying to start it up is Cooper. Backhand bid. Nice stop up by Lavoie. Puck loose. Taken over. Scuzzarella looking for that headman pass up there for his line mate, number 8, Joe Vecchione. Vecchione just a junior, number 8 for Saugus, and a good-looking one at that.
Mike, if anybody listening to the telecast tonight hearing Mike Scuzzarella's name, it is a familiar name if anybody follows Little League Baseball. A few years ago when Saugus they almost won the whole national championship. I believe Mike was one of the pitchers of that team.
Into the Tanner zone, Yo puts a big hit on over there with number 14 coming in, and that's Stephen Groke. Yeah, I mean, that was exciting. That was some fun. I remember there was a Red Sox game on, and I was watching the Little League.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? Especially when it goes right down to the wire. There's a lot of pressure on those kids. I mean, national TV, and only 12, 13 years old. So.
Well, Saugus has had a great deal of success over the years. They've had a number of championships in the hockey and real powerhouses for many years. Quickly into the zone. Nothel, Cohen with a beautiful shot, just beating him over Essie on the right-hand stick side. And what a play by Nothel to feather right on. Mike,
I can't tell you. I'm sure Paul, he's one of the best cameramen, got that one on tape because that was probably one of the best goals we've seen all year. Elijah Cohen brought it up through center ice, threaded it right through both defensemen. To James Noftel. Noftel went around the defenseman and gave right back to Cohen and shot it in. What a great goal.
An absolute unselfish play, too. And you really have to say that about this Peabody team. There's nobody who, for lack of a better word, hogs.
The hogs, right. No, that's right.
I mean, it's dished out where it belongs, and that really shows a team of discipline and well coaching.
That's right. When you want to put the with the number of goals that you get, behind if the team wins or loses. That's obviously your number one priority.
Coach Chris Connors, head coach for the Saugus Sachems, calling a timeout. He doesn't want to let this one get away. Peabody coming out, jumping up 2-0, 10:28 remaining in the first period. And, this is, as we say, a real test game for Peabody. But so far, they've had by far the most shots. There's only been one shot on net for Saugus at this point. And I'd say, 10, maybe more now for Peabody. We don't have the shot count.
Well, that's just what it looked like, Mike. We've seen a couple games where Peabody actually outshoots the opponent 35-36-15 sometimes. But it seems like they always leave them hanging around. They don't get way ahead of them. So, let's see what Peabody's made out of. They're up 2-0 right now. Let's see if they can close the door on them.
Also like to welcome the Peabody Youth Hockey tonight. There's the youth hockey game when they get the tickets and come down, and we're seeing a lot of jerseys down here, Kevin.
Mike, here, you got to love this game. It's Peabody Youth Hockey Night, sponsored by the youth hockey program. All the players get in free. All the parents have to pay, but all the players get in free. And I just asked Paul to see if we could get some of the guys on the telecast tonight. So
Brown, and a beautiful. Elijah Cohen. What a ripping wrist shot, Kevin. top left corner, just beating over there is Essery on that top left, and Peabody on fire to start this first period.
Mike, what else can you say? I mean, I'm not sure how the puck got bounced out to Matty Rogers, but Matty had good presence of mind. He just trying to escape the hit, just kind of pushed it over to Elijah Cohen, and you're right, Mike. Just picked a high on the goalie on Essery's left side, right over his shoulder.
10:04 remaining in the first period. Peabody Tanners come out to a quick 3-0 lead over a strong Saugus Sachem team. Puck on the mid-boards. Moran in pursuit. Moran just puts that one up the dasher all the way. Bucci catches it, bounces that one out, glove back down. That looked like it came out and did, so we'll get a quick whistle. This face-off will be just outside. Nice play by the D, though. If they're not looking, maybe you can glove that one in. The worst that happens is you get a whistle and your team regroups at the blue line. So
probably one of those plays you used to do, Mike. I'm sure.
No, Kevin.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Read the rule book religiously. Moran quickly over, taking over number 6, Osgood. Osgood tied up on the mid-boards, in to help Brown. Brown, another player down. Puck still loose. A.J. Parker comes out of the scrum. Parker over the blue line. Just kept in nicely. Moran shot on. This one a good screen. I don't believe Essery actually saw that. Big hit down there as A.J. Parker laying the body on number 26, Calla. Back up. Quick one there. And Kevin, that's where those hits go. Did you see the player take a look when he didn't know what a defenseman was? Once you start hitting like you were talking about, you're hearing footsteps sometimes.
Exactly right, Mike. If you make a good hit like A.J. did right there, the next time he's going to make a play, he's going to look up, maybe be one step slower.
Perhaps maybe these teams should be a little quieter about how they're going to out-hit Peabody on these, because we've been hearing it. I heard this from a number of different sources.
You know what? I've seen Luke a couple of nice hits. Taylor Shalen's playing physical tonight, so
Lavoie comes in on the forecheck. Yep, he's trying to get the body going there too. Groke just gets it up into the middle zone. Picked up. Yo just takes that one out of the air. Nice play. Lavoie takes it, flips that one down, a little bouncer. Essery just forced to tie that up, is racing in Sucharowicz, and that's the type of play, get that whistle, put it on net. Those bouncers are dangerous plays anyway. That puck can go anywhere.
Right. You've got to be a good athletic goalie to take care of those types of rebounds too. Like, anything could happen. Pete Sucharowicz right in where he should be.
Scazzarello on the draw, looking over at Sucharowicz. Sucharowicz wins that one, dump back into the zone. Perra just on pursuit there. And here comes Saugus. Skating it up, that's number 19, Andrews. Scazzarella, nice move, back to the point. Strenton, bad angle, this one's to the corner. Yo battling, puck comes out, back to the point. Strenton, quick shot on, but deflected by Sucharowicz right out in front of the slot area. Paredes gets that pass over, but is back into the Tanner zone. Delayed offsides, forcing Saugus out of the Tanner zone. Yo comes up, nice stick in lane through the center. Over the blue line, goes out wide. Yo still controls. Has Lavoie in the slot. This one bounces out and just out of the zone, bouncing. Good play by Yo, good skating, but covering up there nicely on that right point, Derek Perrier. There's Andrews carrying. Andrews to Saugus, gets that red line, tries to flip it in, and number 7 helps him out with there is Peabody, quick one. Cohen goes for that same shot, a little lower this time. Coming in there, Paul Essery must be thinking, oh no, it's not number 19 coming in.
Here he comes in again. Boy, Mike, he's,
he's deceptive with that wrist shot. He screams those up, but it looks like he's not even trying.
And you really got to like the way he takes it, Mike. I really can't remember the last time I've seen him taking a slap shot. He's got a nice wrist shot. He gets it off quick, keeps it low.
Yeah, he stay with the wrist shot.
He puts it high when he needs to, though.
Yep. He's got a snapshot, too, we've mentioned before, too. Quick shot on this one, wide of the net up on the mid-boards. Pinching in Lavoie, takes, up there, taking a big hit on that is Eric Muse. He's back quickly, though. Muse comes out of the scrum. Nice play. Eric moves it up. Just too far and taken over by Saugus. Dumped back into the zone by Cooper. Just picked off, though, and just dumped back the other way by Luke Moran. Elijah Cohen controls, takes a hit, gets it back to the point, teed up, tipped up in front as Rogers just gets a little piece of that one, and that one up in the netting. And last player off of that should be inside, though, I thought. Went off a Saugus player. Yes, indeed. They are going to put it just to the left of Essery. 6:30 remaining in the first period. Peabody 10 is up 3-0 over the Saugus Sachems. Face off just to the left of Paul Essery, senior goaltender for Saugus. Scazzarella sends it up, puts it on the tape of McManus. Behind the net, though, Peabody taking over. Saugus not getting a great deal of chances, Kevin. The defense moving it up very quickly for this Tanner team.
As you said, Mike, I'd be surprised if Saugus has 3 or 4 shots yet. So
beautiful one-timer coming up the other way, Brown. Oh, a nice poke check, though. Good back checking by Scazzarella. Incoming Muse, though. Muse battling the defenseman. A.J. Parker. Bumped off the puck, though. Good defensive play by Strenton. This one pops down in the zone. Kevin, I was kind of surprised to see that Eric Muse coming up on the top 10 scoring for his assists. I believe he has 6 assists, and you know that's a real feather in his cap.
Out here, it certainly is, Mike. Just being the freshman and just being that many plays, stepping up when he can, really shows you what type of player we're going to have here in a few years.
Saugus putting on some pressure in the Tanner zone now. Sent back the other way by Taylor Shalin. One of the quad captains for this Peabody Tanners team, tied up on the mid-boards. Osgood just tries to backhand that out, but it's back into behind the net. Jonathan Cabrera not seeing a lot of action, as Kevin said. I believe it's 2 shots now. Coming out wide, Bucci showing some real wheels here, goes upstairs, this one up into the netting, we'll get a whistle, and Bucci, he is a speedster, and he's showing some stick handle in there. He decided he was going to split the D there.
He certainly is, and Mike, you were talking about Phil Esser, he's talking about Elijah Cohen. His Bucci coming in, and he's going right through the defenseman. He looked like he tried to go high, but Esser got his shoulder on it.
Pickpocket Parra. The other way coming back now, 18, McManus. McManus dumps it down, puck loose and turned away. Beautiful play by Luke Moran. Just a little bit too far. And this one dumped in his own. Lavoie in pursuit, number 4, Ciccelli. Lavoie gives him a hit. Another hit on Vecchione. Scazzarella into help now. Puck out to the slot area, but turned away nicely by Saugus. They dumped that one down. This one will be an icing, though, brought back. And Peabody doing a nice job of keeping it down there. But you can see the quick transition game of this Saugus team. They're not to be taken lightly here at all. When they got down into the Tanner zone, they just seemed to rev it up a little bit.
Right, Mike. And being down 3-0 like this so quick, and having such a good stretch. I think you said that they won their last 3 or 4 games. They could very easily just pack this one in, but they haven't done that.
Strangey battling up in the boards. Big play up. Working over Knoftel. Knoftel, one of the captains from Peabody, leading goal scorer. Strangey gets it back up, hits on the tape. And Cooper. Cooper takes it to Saugus, banks that one up, just can't be handled by Gutsa. I'm sorry, I'm butchering this fellow's name here, number 7.
Kazuza, maybe.
Kazuza. In between periods, we'll be joined by Bill Cullen of the MIAA. We'll have a talk with Bill, see how things are shaping up there. They do such a great job with this high school hockey, particularly the state tournaments. I mean, run very well, very efficient. I'd like to be able to pick the rinks, but I don't suppose they're going to.
That's right. I don't know if they. Sometimes I'm not sure why they have a couple North Shore teams playing up in Chelmsford.
Well, we
that type
can
of
get
thing,
an explanation
Mike.
of that coming up.
Yeah, there you go, Mike.
Scazzarella on the draw. Nicely played up, though, by Elijah Cohen, a good face-off man himself. This one, it's a foot race. Coming in, Rogers showing some real wheels. Rogers gets down. Rogers into the corner. Puck loose. Turned back up the other way. Strenton, big lanky defenseman, carries over the red line. He gains the Peabody blue line. For a little help there. Good poke check by Elijah, but he still holds on to it.
They called excuse me, Mike. They called a penalty on Pat Yo the last whistle, Mike. So
missed that one.
Yeah. So Saugus is up
Elijah Cohen coming back shorthanded. Elijah, one man to beat, tries it into the skates, but turned out by Cooper. Back the other way, Scazzarella. Cohen coming back on Scazzarella, and Scazzarella seeing him coming up quickly, forced to dump it into the Tanner zone. Moran just pops that one out, but gloved down by Cooper. And we'll get a whistle on this one, as you can't use your glove in the offensive zone. Some pretty good action here, Kevin.
Well, Mike, here, just take a break in the action here. We were talking to the boosters before the game. They'd like me to at least read this promotional area. You can buy a raffle ticket. Peabody High Hockey Boosters is sponsoring a $1,000 cash drawing. Only 100 tickets will be sold, $20 a ticket, and the winner is going to be selected February 17th. Just come down here into the rink, and if it's not during a game, we can just go right into the front office, and there'll be someone there to direct you how to get your tickets. But just come down here to the rink. It's $20 to win $1,000.
That $1,000 might come in handy in paying off some of these Christmas bills with the credit card.
I'm going to need more than $1,000, though. That's all.
It's Cooper. Nice head man up Scazzarella. This one too far. Back to get it. Taylor Shalin. Shalin just flips that one out. Gloved down nicely, though, by Ciccelli. Puck loose. Dump back. 2 seconds remaining on the power play for Saugus, and Peabody kills that one off. 2 minutes, 7 seconds remaining in the first period. Peabody 10 is up 3-0 over Saugus Sachems. Cooper wheels that one around, dished out into the neutral zone. This one down into the Peabody Tanner zone. Shalin in a foot race coming down with McManus. McManus comes out of it. McManus, quick shot on, turned away by Jonathan Kamara. Very dangerous play right at the doorstep. Back to the point. Chili tries that one up into the netting. We'll get a whistle. 1:39 left in the first. Kevin Davis, all the Davis High School players down in that corner must be going, oh boy.
That's right. I forgot they were here. They're going, okay, we're going to have our hands full with these guys. Mike, how many times have we said this year about Jonathan Kamara, where Peabody's really got the more, the play, and he doesn't see a shot for 3 or 4 minutes, but he just made a couple good saves right there.
Excellent work. It's a dangerous play. Those step arounds from behind the net, Kevin, gives them a lot of opportunity
and
for a lot of net.
There was nobody there. That's right.
You're already tucked deep in the crease. That's leaving a lot of open holes,
Right. And Peabody left the Salem forward come right out front all by himself. John Kamara came up with a nice save.
Face-off just outside the Saugus zone. That's number 12, strangely, brings that draw back nicely to 26, Kala. Cross ice, but picked off by Pat Yo for Peabody. This one headed in up the Noftel, gives a head shake on that one, but turned away by Strenton. Strenton, a good-looking defenseman, number 23 for Saugus. Here's Pat Yo, running the tape for Rogers. Rogers steps by a man, but 3 red shirts just tie him up, and turned around is Saugus. That's number 16, DeFryer. Big hit down there, but Cohen none the worse for wear. But a beautiful poke check. Rogers to the slot. Lets that one go. Beautiful glove save, Paul Essery for Saugus. And that one was labeled by Rogers, Kevin.
It was, Mike. And I tell you, Elijah Cohen is going for the Cody Howe. Well, you can't fight in high school, but I tell you, he's getting the goals and he's doing the hits now, too. And you got to love to see these guys hitting like this.
Head-to-head on that one, and he barely budged on that one. Quick shot off, though, and that one beats Jonathan Kamara at the doorstep. Peabody letting down a little bit, and Ryan McManus, the senior, number 18 for Saugus, makes that one happen in the waning seconds of this first period. Brings Saugus to a 3-1 game going into the locker room, Kevin.
Give Saugus credit, Mike. They haven't they haven't given up. They've been playing physical, and they've been just throwing the puck on Jonathan Kamara. It looked like a nice shot, stayed on the ice and beat Kamara to the stick side.
Pat Yo for Peabody, 30 seconds remaining in the period. Bucci falls up on that. Brown right at the doorstep, got his stick lifted up by a good defensive play by Cooper, and back the other way. Scazzarella for Saugus gets over that red line, tees one up. Jonathan Kamara just grabs that one. He was going to let it go, but the whistle first.
What a big turn of events, though, Mike. Only 35 seconds left.
That scoring in the last seconds of the period, those are the ones you don't want.
Matt Rogers almost scored. It would have been up 4-0, and now they're only up 3-1. So
we're back to your magic 3-goal thing, are we not?
That's right. I know.
Yeah. Peabody's Yo, cross ice, just a little bit too far, racing down there, but they'll call that an icing and bring it back to 6 seconds remaining. Like to thank, too, our sponsor, RFX Incorporated. That's Refrigerated Food Express, and they're located on Murray Drive, 55 Murray Drive on Avon, Mass. They can be contacted at 508-587-4600. Quick shot on, puck loose, and another tally by Saugus. is at the doorstep. They had Cooper, and then it looks to me like number 23. I believe that was Strenton. It was Strenton, the defenseman, and what Saugus did is just collapse down on the Peabody net, and he had 5 red shirts sitting out front there, and Peabody cannot allow that.
Mike, it's a whole new game. Peabody was up 3-0. Looked like they're going to go up 4-0. Now it's all of a sudden it's 3-2. Let's go to 2 seconds left. Big comeback by Saugus here.
Well, a resilient Saugus team here. Going down 3-0. Some teams start playing differently, but Saugus really showing some well-coached team here and a lot of heart and depth.
Oh, they certainly did, Mike. You know, especially when you're down 3-0. It really looked like Peabody was walking all over them. They were starting to out-hit them. They certainly outshot them. But give credit, give Saugus a lot of credit. They came back. Well, and they're right back in this game now.
Some fantastic NEC hockey here. This is what we've been waiting for, to come in on this and see these teams that we played against years ago and neighbors next door. And, you get a full set of stands here and some real excitement in the rink here. And 3-2 after 1, and Peabody had better come out strong to start this second period, Kevin.
The Saugus has a great history, Mike. It was only a few years ago they were state champs. I know they're not at the state champ level right now, but, there's certainly a good matchup for Peabody. And, again, it's not 4-0 now. It's 3-2, a whole different game.
Yep. Well, after 1, it's 3-2. Peabody Tanners over the Saugus Sachems. I'm Mike Mahoney with Kevin Mulhern, our cameraman and producer, Paul Gottland. And we'll be back with you with Bill Cullen from the MIAA in just one moment. And welcome. Joining me, Bill Cullen from the MIAA. Now, Bill, you're the Northern MIAA, scout or coordinator? How do we have this?
MIAA Northern Observer, which essentially means that I have the whole northern section of Massachusetts, and my responsibilities are to go around to different sites such as this game here and make sure all the schools are in compliance with the rules and regulations of the MIAA.
Now, the MIAA is, for those who don't know, maybe you could give us a little more in depth on this, but they are the sanctioned body that watches for all the high school athletics. Is that correct?
That's correct. The MIAA, the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, is their formal name. They've been chartered by the Mass School Principals Association to be in charge of the entire athletic programs of all the high schools in all sports throughout Massachusetts.
Now, does that also go for scholastics as well, making sure of the grades and that type of thing, or is that done on a principal type of basis?
Well, the grades in the check are done by the school through the athletic directors, but MIAA sets and establishes the rules that students have to have a certain grade point average in order to play.
Now, we see that the student athletes under quite a bit of scrutiny, and especially over the last few years, we've seen some suspensions from different things. These student athletes are not allowed to be around. Even if they go to a party, if there's any one can of beer and any alcohol at all is a punishment. And that comes from the MIAA, or is that the school policies?
That's actually through the MIAA, set up by the Principals Association that's in charge of everything. And all these rules and regulations had to go through a lot of governing bodies before a final vote was taken. And that is the rule at the present time.
Yep. Now, we know that running a nice tournament every year, we go up very, very organized on the MIA. We've had questions over the years of how they pick the rinks, where we have the Salem State right nearby. Of course, we'd all love to keep playing on there. But I know we bump around. We had the first round there last year, which was excellent because it really turned out a full house on that. But how do you go about choosing the rinks for the different teams?
Well, a lot of it is based on geography. Part of the reason that certain sites are selected is to try to put it geographically closest to the teams, because some of these games are played quite late at night, and the concern among the principals is that their student athletes are getting home so late and they have to get up to school the next day. A lot of things have to take into consideration is the size of the rink to accommodate the large amount of people that we have coming to the games. Parking facilities is another consideration that we have to be concerned with.
Now, the MIAA down here for hockey, but certainly not that limited to that. You're responsible for all varsity sports?
The MIAA is responsible for all sports, varsity, JV, and freshman, through the schools themselves. The schools are really the policing agent of their own selves.
Yep. And I notice you have a good website for your MIAA. What is that website? Do you know the address for that?
I'm not sure exactly the address, but if you type in MIAA, it'll take you to the website.
And that's also where we get the brackets for the playoffs as we come down?
Yes. Yeah. If you get into the winter sports scene, they have the basketball brackets, they have the hockey brackets, they have the wrestling brackets, and it's very informative.
One more question now. Are you involved with any way of choosing the referees for the tournaments?
No, I don't select the referees, but part of my responsibility is the evaluation of the officials, such as the ones that are doing the game tonight. As I walk in the building, I go and visit with the officials and let them know I'm here to see them. I let the coaches know that I'm here to observe the game. They, in turn, I'm assuming, tell the players, and I also talk to the athletic directors that are in charge of running the contest tonight.
Now, we used to have the rule that there's only so many misconducts that could be taken by a team before they would even go into the playoffs. Is that rule still in effect? And if so, how many misconducts is it?
It is still in effect, and off the top of my head, I believe it's 8 at the present time.
And 8, and that's it. Then you don't go into the tournament.
That's correct.
And that keeps the dirty play down, and it's probably not a bad rule to have.
Well, that was the reason why it was put in.
Yep. Well, excellent. Thanks for coming on, Bill. MIA does a great job, and I'm Mike Mahoney with Bill Cohen, and we'll be back with you at the beginning of the second.
Okay, thank you very much.
Back here at the Peabody rink at the start of the second period between the Peabody Tanners and the Saugus Sachems.
And there goes Rogers. Oh, just a little miscue there. Managed to keep it in, but offsides is Northville racing over on the right side. Kevin, 14 minutes and 30-odd seconds of good hockey by the Tanners. Negated with the last 32 seconds, I believe, 2 tallies by Saugus Sachems.
Right. Out here, and they got right back into the game. Mike, it looked like they were going to go up 4-0, and now they're only ahead by 1 goal, 3-2. So
just underway in the second period. Pat Yo under some heavy pressure just dishes that one off. Luke Moran puts it up the boards. Nice move by Rogers, but Saugus with a good back check on there. See your red shirts out on that left wing. There's Cooper. Bounces that one down. Kamara just puts it to the corner. Moran and Yo started it back up on that D. Moran carries. Backhand up. Cohen, and nearly pops that one through. Northville still gets it. Cohen at the doorstep, lets that go, but deflected up front. But a good defensive play by Kala. There's Kala now, big 26. Takes a hit from Northville. Northville battling with him. Stick getting a little high there. Have to be careful. Oh, and he had Cohen at the doorstep, but it hit the side of the net. Yo, foot race, and Yo perfectly positioned his body. Back over to Luke Moran. That's a fine defensive pair, Luke Moran and Pat Yo.
Well, boy, it certainly is, Mike. That play that Pat just did, it's not something that's easy. I mean, he was patient, and he saw where the defender was, and he kind of a backhand pass over to Luke right on his stick. Nice play, and Luke was able to get out of the zone.
Face off to the right of Paul Essery, the senior goaltender for Saugus. Zach Brown on the draw, looking over it's Scuzzarella. Bucci, good forecheck. Bucci backs it down in the corner. Bucci still working. Brown in to help. Puck squirts out. They get that one on and forcing Essery to put a glove on that one. Face off will be to his left. Kevin, I think I should have lobbied a little harder for the Salem State rink during the interview.
Mike, I was
going to, but I was afraid he might take away the first round.
That's right. Well, you know what, Mike? It only makes sense. I mean, when there's 2 NEC teams playing and they're playing up in Chelmsford, they still get a good draw. There's still a lot of people come up, but the place would be packed. It would just be packed over at Salem State.
I wish I knew exactly what Salem State will hold, but it's got to be around 2,000.
I would think so, and it'd just
top
be a
balcony
great venue.
open,
With top balcony, right?
Give and go, racing up for that. There's number 8 on that, Vic Chione. She can't quite handle it. Brown, big hit down in the corner. Lavoie, that's Bucci, just pops one down into the Saugus zone. Brown, big hit on there. Peabody really having the advantage on the hitting. Oh, they're going to call an elbow on that one. Brown getting just a little bit too high. You want to see those hits, Kevin, but you need to keep those hands down. It's essential because you don't want to, this is the second power play for Saugus now. So
no, right, Mike. Especially no matter what the score is, you don't want to get penalties like that. But especially when it's only 3-2. So
Peabody on a man disadvantage. Scuzzarella draws that one back, but all the way into the zone. Scuzzarella to center behind his own net. Starts it up. On the move now. That's 23. Stretton. Stretton just dishes it down behind the Peabody net. Yo tries it up the boards just a little bit too far. So all the way down. Cohen forcing Essery. Nearly got a piece of that one and did. Scuzzarella, good smooth skater, gains the blue line of Peabody. Trailer, back over, Tuchelli. Saugus working around, Peabody in the box. Tuchelli, teed up and a screamer sent back from the point by Strenton. And it's a break. Lavoie has Strenton back. Lavoie looks for the shot. That one wider than that is a sprawled out number 23. Strenton seems to take up half the ice when he sprawled. Tuchelli starts it up. Nice pass, Scuzzarella, Scuzzarella pulls up mid-boards, takes a big hit by Cohen. Nice play by Elijah. This one squirts out into the neutral zone. Foot race, Lavoie. Pulled up, though, with a long reach of Strenton. He just whips that one around. Elijah Cohen dogging it out through the neutral zone. See red shirts there, just dishes it down, passes to himself on the boards. Still controls. That'll do it for the power play, and Peabody doing a pretty good job on that kill. Brown, big hit down, colliding up with number 19, Andrews. Oh, and a big hit down there.
I could hear that from over here. Boy, I hope AJ's okay. That was one big hit.
He's bent over a little bit there, but not for lack of effort.
Boy, I tell you, give AJ Parker all the, you could see kind of that one coming. He wanted to take out that number 26, Tyler Carr, is probably the biggest guy on Saugus' team. Been really throwing his weight around.
AJ came in last year with tremendous hitting, and he's got more of a goal scorer's touch this year with that. But put those two together, hitting and his passing skills and his goal scoring, and he's a complete player.
And as we've seen this year, Mike, it's hard to get that combination. There's a lot of people in the NEC that can put the puck away, but getting that physical plus a good goal scorer stuff.
Ooh, Charowitz with a nice try there. Pete, just a sophomore, right off the face-off, lets that one go, but tied up by Paul Essery. 10:57 remaining in the second period. Peabody 10 is 3, Saugus Sachems 2, and we have a real NEC North battle going here. Houghton just gets that drop. Quick shot off, just blocked up in front as Charowitz let that one go. Piera battling down in the corner. He has number 2, Cooper, on him. Piera and Cooper. Cooper comes out of that one, but Piera still all over him. This one sent up the boards, looking for number 14. That's number 14, Groke, for Saugus. Saugus kind of hemmed in right now, trying to break out. This one intercepted, thrown back nice in by Houghton. He's a good hustle, number 13 for Peabody.
And that was a good heads-up play by him, Mike. He's nice. He's back checking right in the right place, right time.
Back the other way, long, lanky stick handling right here by Kawa. Kawa, big player, goes behind the Tanner's net. Kawa takes a hit from Sucharowicz, regains the puck, just dishes it back in a cycle. Nice hit behind the net is number 11 coming in for Peabody. Taylor Shalin puts the body on. Piera under some pressure, backhands out. Sucharowicz takes it on the backhand and dishes it down into the Saugus zone. Rob Houghton battling it down with Cooper. This one squirts loose up on the left-hand boards, taken over by number 15, Pagaluka. Shalin just gives a shoulder on there and buries up a man, sends it down. Tip back into the Tanner zone. Both teams changing on the fly. Shalin, long pass up, looking for Rogers. Tipped up, but turned around by Saugus. Scuzzarella, big hit on Shalin, but Shalin gets it away right onto the tape of number 6, David Osgood, the junior defenseman. Shalin, nice play into the neutral zone. Chili tries a banker, but Shalin there to collect. Osgood hit off the boards, battling it down over there. Quick shot on. Scuzzarella just lets that one fly just wide of Jonathan Kamara, the goaltender for Peabody. Oh, picked off in front. Quick shot on and a nice defensive play by McManus. And that's why you don't cut in front of the net, Kevin.
That's certainly Mike.
And a beautiful sprawled save by Taylor Shalin, but Saugus getting some chances now. This one just iced down, get a little pressure off there. Probably a wise move by number 6 for Peabody, David Osgood. But when there's nobody behind you, you certainly don't pull out in front of the net.
That's right, Mike. And it's, here, let's see what Peabody does. Peabody's got to regroup and just play some really defensive hockey and make sure they get the puck out of the zone and get it up through center ice. They're getting it up near the blue line, but it's coming right back at them.
Brown ties up the puck. Luke Moran tries it up the boards. Parker puts the body on, but this one squirts down onto the right mid-boards. Dana collected. Muse gets it out of the zone. Big hit, but still on his feet. Nicely is Bucci. Bucci turns on the Jets. Parker through traffic. Parker tries it. Oh, and a beautiful bid right there as he had Bucci off that left part of the net. Bad angle shot. This one on the netting over there, but this second line coming out and turning the momentum towards the Tanners once again.
Certainly what Peabody needs, Mike, is something out of the Zach Brown line. The first period, Jim Northville scoring the first goal and Elijah Cohen scoring the second and third one. With the assist going to Elijah picked up one, Matt Rogers picked up 2 of them, and Northville picked up 1. So the Elijah Cohen line doing all the scoring in the first period.
Joe, he just sends that one up the boards. Luke Moran uses the skate nicely to keep it in the zone, but here comes Saugus. Scazzarella pickpocketed up nicely by Eric Muse. Good play by the freshman right D. Muse again in perfect position. This puck loose. He just manages to back it down. Bad angle shot tipped over by number 18, McManus. Here's Muse again. Muse backhand bid up to Brown. Just a little bit too far for the bouncing puck. Muse. Nowhere really to go. Just banks that one down into the zone. Good play to negate an icing. Hughes once again looking for a little help. Nobody out in front of that net. Peabody slowing down a little bit. Maybe a little tired now on this line. Scazzarella. Bailey comes off the ice. Number 3 for Saugus. Ooh, this puck errant. Moran picks it up nicely though. Gains the blue line. Comes down, takes a big hit from Kala. Moran just bowls it to the front. Bucci with a backhand bid wide to the corner. Yo, cheating in off that point, but this one up into the netting. We'll get a whistle with 6:48 remaining in the second period. PB Tanners 3, Saugus Sachems 2. In this period, picking up some speed here, Kev.
It seems like there's 2 different Saugus teams, Mike. The first 10 minutes of the first period was one team. Last 5 minutes in this period is a whole different team. They're all coming out flying. They're a lot more physical, and they're getting a lot more chances.
Yo puts that one on net. That one up into the netting. No, I guess it's that glass. Big hit down there. Taking over Pereira. Here comes Saugus. Nice play. And zipped off. Yo, nice move. Is racing in on him was number 15, Palaka. Well, butchered up on that one. Yo, passed up too far for Sucharowicz. Cooper sends it up the boards. Shalen steps up, sends it over, but deflected up in the slot area by Kala. Here comes Saugus the other way. Frazier. This one down. Jonathan Kamara just leaves it up for Pat Yo. Number 14 for the Tanners, one of the captains, carries it out through the neutral zone. Yo sticking in nicely, gains the blue line down into the corner. Yo battling in with Cooper. Sent up in front, but turned away and turned up by, by number 24, to Blicia. And this one will get called back for an icing. And Kevin, I'd like to thank the people down at RFX, Refrigerated Food Express at 55 Murphy Drive in Avon, Mass. 508-587-4600 for sponsoring these games. We have apparently a full sponsor sheet this year, so we're having a number of games coming up, and a nice job by the boosters.
Well, here you have to thank Noreen Hallen and Cindy Northville and all the other booster moms. You know, they've done a great job. It does cost a small amount of money to produce the Peabody hockey telecast, and we appreciate very much all the work they've done.
Elijah Cohen, quick shot on, nice kick save. Rogers at the doorstep, but this one turned to the corner. Moran tries it, blocked up. Big defenseman Strenton puts it up the boards. It's a foot race. Matt Rogers under some heavy pressure, playing back, covering up on the point. A nice hit over there is coming in. And number 6 is Dave Osgood. Here's Moran. He gets back and just pops that one out into the neutral zone. Cohen racing up there, just can't get to it first, and Saugus tips it back into the Peabody zone. Ran backhand bid for Cohen. This one too far, but Rogers breaking in on this. Truly battling in with Rogers, tripped up. Saugus goes cross ice. 1-on-2, quick shot on. This one wide, long rebound. Nice move by number 6 for Peabody, David Osgood, the junior, to get that one by. A penalty coming up on Saugus. Moran tries that shot. Rogers, as soon as Saugus touches it, will get a whistle, but no. Cohen puts it out the doorstep. Nothel right there. This one turned away. 6 players out for Peabody. Is Kamara on the bench. Quick shot on. This one wide. Moran coming off that point. And Rogers, and we'll get Peabody on their first power play. 3:59 remaining in the second period. And Peabody with a very strong power play. We'll see how this one goes, Kevin, in a close game.
You know, I'm hoping the last 20 seconds was a good indication of what we're going to see in this power play, Mike. They had a man up, you know, when Camaro got pulled. A lot of nice pressure, a couple good scoring chances. Great time to pop one in right now.
Face off to the left of Paul Essery. Nothel wins that one cleanly. Quick screamer off of the point by Cohen. This one wide. Moran comes off that point, battling down on the midline. And dumped the length of the ice by number 23, Derek Stratton, the junior defenseman. A good-looking one for the right defense for this Saugus Sachem team. Pat Yo, nicely on Moran's stick. Back for Yo. Too far for Cohen, and they just bank it back into the Tanner zone. 1 minute, 2 seconds remaining on the man advantage for the Tanners. They're up 1 goal. Pat Yo starts it. Up to Moran, nicely on the tape. Moran gains the blue line. Goes out wide. Sends it in front. This one just tipped. Nothel in a foot race over there. Kept in nicely by Yo, covering up on that left point. Little flipper in the air. Moran gets it. Quick shot on. Oh, and a screamer. That looking for the 5-hole right there. Didn't miss by much. Scazzarella. Just want to dog some time off. He flips it down. Kamara leaves that one out in front, though, and almost a dangerous bit is racing in was Frazier, number 6 for Saugus. Yo. Cohen. Rogers carries over. Back to Cohen. Cohen bad angle. Wrist her up into the netting. And Peabody getting a few chances here, but they haven't had a chance to really set up in that formation that they'd like to get going down there.
Right here. But you know what, Mike? Ideally, you'd like to see them set up, you know, do a 3 or 4 pass play and score a goal. But at least they've gotten some shots. They've got a couple of chances. You know, I think they're running into a very good hot goalie. Paul Essery's playing a great game tonight. He just made a couple good saves right there. And I think, you know, he's not making all the flashy saves, but it looks like he's in the right place. He's always positioned in the right place, you know, so...
Good-looking goalie for Saugus, and we saw that when we played the Lynn Jets, and Salpoy over there, he must have saved 40 shots, and I mean 25 of them of quality level.
Quality, right, Mike. You know,
I'm not sure he's played that well since. We haven't heard that much. That might have been the big high point.
Right. You know, I don't think their record's been that. He played a great game, and you're right. He made a bunch of good saves, but he was another goalie where I think he plays good position hockey. You know, and there was a lot of them that looked like they're just hitting him. But he's always in the right spot, right time.
That's exactly it, Kevin. Bucci bursting over, just can't quite handle that one, and back in. That'll do it for the power play. 2:25 remaining in the second. Tanner's up 3-2 over the Saugus Sachems. Here's Brown, trying to lug it up, just flips this one down, might have enough legs for an icing. And they'll bring that one back. And Kevin, I'm thinking you and I should split one of those raffle tickets.
Sounds good, Mike.
$1,000.
Yeah.
We may get lucky eventually.
Right now.
Chalin, nice head man up to Lavoie. Lavoie pulls up. Lavoie still carries. Goes out wide. Bad angle. And right there is Essery. Buried up in front, going for the front of that net. I believe that's number 224, Peria. But the right place, right idea. You head for the front of the net. That's another one, Kevin, where we'd like to see that shot a little lower.
Right. You know, Mike, and it takes the goalie's glove hand away when you do that. Mike,
and off
right.
balance, though, it's tough to keep it down.
Right. You know, but I guess first thing you want to do is get it on net, but then try to keep it low and hard. So, other Peabody power play, Mike. I'd like to see him keep the pressure on like they have been.
Nice, good face-off man against an equally good one in the form of James Noftel. This one down in the Tanner zone. Luke Moran takes his time. And it's another penalty, Kevin, that I missed the first one. I was looking away. Pat Yo loses an edge. I think he stepped on something. Dish back up by Strenton. Pickpocket in front, puck loose and dangerously there. As Essery really didn't know where that was. Moran gloves that one down. Over to Yo. Yo using the screen, puts it down. Essery just puts that one to the corner. And nice play, good effort by number 6 Frazier for Saugus to get this one down into the Tanner zone. Calling another penalty here. High stick. No, it's not a penalty. It's just a high stick to bring it out of the zone. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either, Mike. It looks like he's going off though.
Oh, it's a high stick penalty. I thought he was saying he picked it out of the air.
That's what I thought too.
Well, Noftel going off. That'll negate the power play. Matter of fact, Saugus will be on the power play and for 47 seconds at the end of the Peabody of the Saugus man at disadvantage. Moran taken by Yo. 4-on-4 hockey here. Good back checking there by number 8 Vecchione. Yo back to the point one time. Moran, but doesn't get a good piece of it. Rogers covering out on that point. He just dumps it down into the Saugus zone. Essery comes out, leaves it for a defenseman, number 2, Craig Cooper. Stratton, no, excuse me, that's number 26, Kala. Headman it up, nice pickpocketing move there. Good play by Moran. Elijah Cohen, he has those wheels, sets it up. Moran, under heavy pressure, golfs that one up, just hits the side of the net. Moran still controls. Back to the point. Yo just puts that one down there as the man came out of the penalty box racing in. So for the next 40 seconds, Saugus will be on the man advantage. Beautiful moves. Oh, what a rifle shot coming up on Ciccelli. I think it's Chiuli. Excuse me, Chiuli. But he showed some real wheels there.
Very good play by John Chioli.
He's
showed a lot of speed.
And some real moves there as well. Back to the point. Chioli tees that one up. Oh, a screamer in front and buried up at the doorstep was Vecchione. But Yo tying him up and a nice save by Jonathan Camaro with a lot of traffic out in front. Just 8 seconds remaining on this one. And Kevin, this is kind of reminiscent of that first period. A little scary for the Tanners right here.
Mike, it's kind of like a no-hitter. I'm not going to say a word, but these...
Quick shot on and a screamer and up, picked out of the air. And oh my goodness, just like the first period, power play tally. Number 8 sitting at the doorstep, Vecchione takes that one right out of the air with a good shot from the point by number 4, Ciccelli. Peabody protesting that the stick was high, but I believe that was a legal goal from this viewpoint.
You know what? Out here they say it's above the shoulder when, but you know sometimes they don't let you go up that high. But that was about around his waist. I think that was a goal.
You could complain he was in the crease, but
right, good.
But nevertheless, 5 seconds remaining, Kevin.
It looks like they're gonna. It's gonna be a goal.
That'll knot it up. 3-3. 5 seconds remaining in the second period. I'm unsure exactly why the penalty has not been taken off the board and why the Peabody player is still in the box. Is it the next whistle? Why are they skating 4-on-5 if it was it must have been a, I don't know.
I don't know if he got a misconduct out of it, Mike, or?
It must be. It has to be a misconduct. But very unfortunate for the Tanners. They've had a number of opportunities. They played very well in the first period, dominating, but the last 30-odd seconds, 36 seconds to be exact, Saugus coming in, potting 2 goals. Now, with 5 seconds left in the second period, here's Saugus again, potting another one to tie it up.
Right here, they just did it again, Mike. You know, the second period was a whole different than the first, though. It looked like Coach Connors from Saugus, he must have said all the right things. They came out flying, really physical. Whole different game now, though. All tied up. It's anybody's game.
Well, this game built up pretty well, and certainly the billing is correct as we're seeing two good teams go at it here in the NEC North here.
Well, especially what we found out, when we heard that Saugus beat Beverly so handily last Saturday. And again, when we said Beverly beat Peabody, so, and you can see why they won. They are a good team, and it's really anybody's game.
Well, don't touch that dial. We'll be back for the third period. A very exciting game. I'm Mike Mahoney with Kevin Mulhern, our cameraman and producer, Paul Gotland, and we'll see you at the beginning of the third. And welcome back to the third period. Kevin, you're watching not an empty seat in this house here, and they're catching a real good game. This third period, though, really comes down to who really wants this the most.
Well, in the first period, Mike, it looked like Peabody wanted it most. It looked like the second period, Saugus came way aboard, and it looked like they already took control of the game. And you know what? I think it's really gut check time. I think it's who wants this one? Who really wants to be the team that winds up 15-5, or those really good teams, and who wants to wind up being 500? So let's see how Peabody does.
We can only guess that Coach Mark Leonard had something to say between periods. Quick one on though, puck loose at the doorstep. A nice blocker save by Essery is in the doorstep. A.J. Parker. Parker takes a big hit from number 8, Vecchione. Pat Yo for Peabody takes it over. Yo sets up, but picked off by a nice play by number 3, Cicerella. And this one will get a whistle. Just outside is the offsides.
Mike, it looks like Coach Leonard's trying to mix things up a little bit already. He started the Zach Brown line, where normally Elijah Cohen's line starts all the periods.
Well, Noftel being in the box might have had something to do with that as well.
Okay.
Kala, cross ice. Nice play, but picked off by a good defensive move by Eric Muse, the freshman. Rogers tries it to the doorstep. Oh, and this one off the post. Rung in there as Noftel at the doorstep. Sends it back up looking for Cohen. Good back checking by Rogers. And Shalen puts the man down. Rogers banks that one over. Here's Shalen. Managed to get it down into the Saugus zone. Essery comes out for that one, but just missing it up the boards. Rogers there. Not Rogers taking some heavy pressure over from Frazier. Oh, and knocked to the ice. That one could have been construed as an interference as he didn't have the puck, and Kala buries him up. Sent him to Sloth. Noftel backhands it over. Blocked up. See traffic in there. Kala takes up a lot of room for the Saugus team. And this one offsides. And Peabody coming out pretty quick on this one, Kevin.
Maybe Coach Leonard did say all the right things in between the second and third period, Mike. They're coming out with certainly with an extra more zip in their step, a little bit more physical.
It's what Coach Leonard has been saying all along, too, is you have to finish off these chances. You cannot let these teams back in on this, and he has an excellent point. And this is a well-coached team. They do pretty much everything he says, but that's one thing that has to be worked on.
That's right.
Ooh, that one at the doorstep. Essery just getting that goaltender stick on that one to deflect it. Face off to the left of Essery. But, Kevin, penalties. Got Brown with the elbow on that one. That was a questionable right on the edge of that one. But you want him aggressive, and you just got to keep those hands down.
Well, we've been saying all along that you got to finish out your checks. If the other team knows that you're going to be physical, they may lose a step. But, as you're doing that, you got to make sure you keep your elbows down. Don't hit from behind.
Back to the point. Nicely kept in. Number 6 over there, Osgood. But back the other way. Scazzarella. Osgood battling behind the net under heavy pressure down there from number 18 for Saugus, McManus. And Peabody tries to break this one. They're going to call that an icing, though, and bring that one all the way back. This game brought to you by RFX Incorporated. That's Refrigerated Food Express, located at 55 Murphy Drive, Avon, Massachusetts. They can be contacted at 508-587-4600, even if you just want to give them a call and thank them. Okay, let's hear that raffle again. That 1,000 still keeps me interested.
Mike, the Peabody High Hockey Boosters are putting it on. It's a $1,000 cash drawing. Only 100 tickets will be sold. The winner's going to be selected on February 17th. They're $20 a ticket, and they're only going to sell 200. I'm sorry, they're going to sell 100 tickets.
What's nice about that, you know if you won the ticket or not by the mass number. If the first two middle numbers, if they match your number, that's how you know you won.
That's how you're going to, right. It's going to be the mass daily number. It's going to be the middle two numbers of the daily number that day. So
there's Bucci out wide. He gets worked over by Cooper. Bucci and Cooper in the corner. Brown in to help. Brown comes out of the scrum. Tries it back. Tough one on Yo, but he still keeps it in the zone. And back the other way, Kala. Kala just misses a hit as A.J. Parker barreling in there. He managed to get it into the neutral zone. Cooper tries it up the boards. In to help there, Shalin. Here's Parker. Has a little room. He just dishes it behind the net. Brown over there. Brown buries up number 14 over there, Gork. But out the way, Cooper, the defenseman. He just dishes it down. Saugus changing on the fly. 11:40 remaining in the third period. We're tied 3-3 with the Saugus Sachems, Peabody Tanners. Taylor Shalin, little flipper, blocked up though nicely by Frazier, number 6 for Saugus. Julie, just a nice play there. Good left defenseman for Saugus, number 4. Here comes Yo. Yo goes out wide. He gets a trip on that one. Oh, and they're going to call that. Kamara racing out of the net. Peabody going on a power play, and this certainly behooves Peabody to come up on this one. And Saugus, that was kind of a questionable trip in a way, though. It was the puck was at his skates.
Something like that, Mike. Though it seems like that they call it just about all the time, though. When he does go down, and he's he's almost broken around the defenseman.
But if it's in your skates, you have full. You can go after that puck.
That's right. Well.
I'm not going to complain totally.
We like that call, though. We like that call when we see the Saugus player skating off.
Nice to see all these youngsters down here from the Peabody Youth Hockey. Kevin, I hope they're as fast on the ice as they are running around the rink. I was dodging them left and right.
That's right. Well, you know what, Mike? It's good to see so many of them here tonight.
We do have a question on the orange, though. The orange on the Peabody jerseys. Now, I'm not sure we've ever seen orange in Peabody, at least in my 47 years.
It used to be, it was always white and blue, so.
Quick shot on, puck loose. Oh, and a beautiful save, Paul Esri. Puck still loose. Ties that one up, and there it is. Knopfel at the doorstep. Peabody scoring so many goals by that hard-nosed play around the net. This is no exception. Is Phil Esri left to his own devices, and Knopfel just potting that one home.
Mike, how many have we said? How many times, Mike, have we said? If you position yourself in the right spot, would you stick on the ice? What James Knopfel did. He was about 5-6 feet out. Rebound came right to him. Stick was right in the ice. But looked like the play started with a nice low shot by Luke Moran from the defense, redirected by Cohen.
And he had a difficult play, Moran, on that. It was a bouncing puck. He kind of picked it out of the air to put that down in front. Luke having himself one heck of a game here.
It certainly is. And it's really good to see Peabody come ahead here. They seem to be controlling the game. It seemed like they lost a little bit of it in the second period, but I think this would be a really good morale booster for these guys if they could come out on top here.
10:47 remaining in the third period. Peabody 10 is 4, Saugus Sachem 3. Referees over to talk to Coach Mark Leonard, 13th year behind the Tanner bench. Does a nice job over there with his coaching staff. Get Paul Coster over there, Rich Rougier, Dana Lynn, Tom Robinson, and Arthur Achia. I mean, there's some real help over behind that bench for Coach.
Mike, Coach Leonard's been nice enough to let me skate with him, and I've really got to see. I've really got to see what each coach's function is too, Mike. Like Coach Leonard's like the offensive guru of the team. Rich Rougier does a lot of the defense, but you got Paul Costa's the goalie coach, very good goalie coach. Dana Lynn's a very young guy, keeps it very light, really skates with the guys. Tommy Robson, good disciplinarian. If someone's not hustling, he'll make sure that he knows it and he does it the right way.
Well, Robinson had many years behind the bench as a head coach himself.
He knows what he's talking about, and the kids listen. The guys listen to him. And Arthur Auricia. Used to be the bench coach for Danvers for years and years.
Yep, he was with Coach Flynn.
Coach Flynn for years. So they've got a very good group.
Charowitz tries to put that up on the blue line, but turned around, set the other way by Kakizu. Back around. This one hits the net. Carrara takes it, looking for a little help, a little wraparound attempt there, but to no avail, and turned back the other way. Charowitz, quick wrister on, and Paul Essery just goes down, gets the whistle there. 9:52 remaining in the third. Peabody putting some pressure. First, second, and third lines.
Here, Mike, you got to like Pete Charowitz. Pete Charowitz, Derek Pereira, and Chris Lavoie. They're all over the place. They're playing nice and physical. Pete Charowitz gets a nice scoring opportunity out of all the work he's done.
And nice work by number 7, Kakuza, for Saugus. He's a hustler, and without him on that one, it might have been another goal for Peabody. Hughes throws that one down. Perry had pickpocketed and sent back the other way by Scazzarella. This one flips down just too high for Muse. Muse in pursuit. They'll call that an icing and bring it back. Like to talk to our views a little bit. We have the Peabody Police playing up the Bruins stars of yesteryear. They have some real good ones coming out. They have Busick and McKenzie, the whole 9 yards for the old players. And the Peabody comes down. It's a charity event on February 15th at 7 p.m. And they've asked us to televise that game, and we'd love to get involved with that as well. Scazzarella goes out wide, backhand bid. Kamara right there. This one just up in his chest. An easy save for Jonathan, senior goaltender. Kevin, we'd like to say that this next goal, Peabody, we'd like to get the next one in here to get up by that 2 goals. This Saugus team is not to be toyed with whatsoever.
Certainly this, almost like this other team we've seen, it's the last half of the first period and the second period. Like, really tough team, and you're right, but the next goal is a big one.
Quick shot on. AJ just gets that one blocked up. Thrown in front. Bad angle, though. Bucci with no angle. Turned back the other way to DeCelia. Duplisa. Parker banks that around just too far. Looking up for Osgood. Bucci in the help for Peabody, number 15. Tied up, Zach Brown. Saugus comes out of it. Just backhand bid up by Osgood. And breaking out is Bucci. Andrew Bucci tries to split that D. Good D, though. Nice move up there by number 19, Andrews, for Saugus. Yo just dumps that one back in. Delayed offsides. Stretton, who ties up in front. Quick shot, Brown at the doorstep. Parker just gets a little piece of that and pops it over the net of where Essery is. Yo, bad angle at the doorstep. Oh, at the post. Puck still loose. And Zach Brown eyes the size of sausage. Oh, good heavens.
I'm sure our cameraman Paul Gotten got that one, Mike. That was, you could see the puck just laying there. Zach Brown taking
Zach was going to take out his glove and tuck it in there.
Zach Brown, Andrew Bucci took 3 or 4 swipes at it. You know, and you're talking about that goal up to go up 5-3. There it was right there. Good pressure, though. You know, like a few minutes ago, you just said it's good to see the pressure they're putting on him. And
well, Kevin, with Peabody rolling 3 lines, this is what we've talked about quite a bit. That should give them the leg advantage for freshness on this, because we've been seeing a lot of the same players out here for the Saugus safety team.
You're right. Not only that, it looks like they only play a couple lines, but Scazzarella and Vecchione looks like they put in most of the minutes.
Rogers, nice pickpocket on Kala. This one dish behind the net. Picked up by Cooper. Cooper tries it up the boards. One timed up there. Nice try by number 8, Vecchione, but picked off by the PVD and Shayla. Elijah Cohen goes out wide on Cooper. Cooper did a nice job to ride him off towards the boards. Rogers tees one up. Bouncing puck, still loose at the doorstep. Turned out, though, and turned around by Scazzarella. Taylor Shalin picks that one off. Shalin seemingly in a right place all night tonight for picking off those passes. Rogers hit up hard by Kala. Shot on, and nice snaked out glove, Paul Essery. 7:04 remaining in the third period. Peabody 10 is 4, Saugus Sachems 3. Fans getting their money's worth tonight, Kevin.
So you got to like it. Like, you know, on one hand, you know, being obviously a little in favor of Peabody, you'd like to see him, you know, maybe 6-2, but it's great seeing a nice close game like this.
Strangey, nice on that draw. Back behind the net, though. Racing in, though. Peria controls. Tries it. Bad angle, though. Flip down into the corner. Off goes Saugus. Kaluzic, cross ice. Picked off. Good defensive moves. Eric Muse. Good position play. And Sucharowicz just dumps it down into the corner. Lavoie. Little mismatch on size here with Strenton. In to help Sucharowicz. Lavoie still staying with his man. Nice play. Lavoie looking very good as Chris using his body position over a much bigger player in the form of 23, Derek Strenton. Peria. Lavoie takes the hit. And turn back. That's number 6, Frazier. Goes cross ice. Hughes just dumps that one back in. 6 minutes remaining in the third period. Tanner's up 4-3 over a good, strong Saugus Sachem team. And that one will get a whistle on the high left boards. Kevin, you take a look at this schedule coming up here.
Mike Carrot.
Puck loose. Right in front at the doorstep. Bucci goes upstairs and just getting a piece of that. Beautiful goal play on that one. Kept in Moran. And this one teed up. Nicely played back to the point. Quick shot on. Sprawled out play by Cooper, though. Blocks that one up. Bucci. At the doorstep, Brown, and he pops that one home. Brown at his office, we might say, at the top of that crease, and makes that one happen. And Peabody jumps up to a 5-3 lead with 5:17 left.
Boy, Mike, we're talking about at the beginning of the period about, you know, it's really gut check time for Peabody. They're really stepping up here. Andrew Bucci's all over the ice. Coming out of the corner, deked out a couple of guys, put it on the net. Zach Brown, again, just like James Noftel, is in the right place, right time with his stick on the ice and comes up with the goal.
Big goal for the Tanners. That pops them up 2 goals with 5:11 remaining in the third period. Noftel tries it up, bouncing puck down into the corner. Shalin comes down. Good cover up by Rogers. Noftel, good heads-up play behind the net. Picked off, beautiful by Elijah Cohen out to Rogers, and he gets that blocked up. Cohen, very gifted, going by 2 men there, but picked off, turned around by Scuzzarella. Elijah Cohen plays it back for Yo. Yo carries over. Goes out wide on Andrews. Flips it down for Rogers. Nowhere to go, though. Good defensive move by Scuzzarella. Scuzzarella is good defensively as he is offensively.
Right, you know, very quick, Mike. You know, he stays nice and low. Gets really good position on the on his opponent.
This one down. Kamara gets on the glove on that one. Saugus running out of time. Down 2 goals here. 4:13 remaining in the third period.
Be real careful about the Saugus team, though. That Ryan McManus. Like, he scored one of the Saugus goals in the first period. Really good offensive skills. Got a nice shot on Kamara.
Face off to the left of Jonathan Kamara. Back to the point. Kala just can't quite keep it in. Lavoie having a very good game tonight. Lavoie once again tips it back into the Saugus zone. Heavy pursuit, Pereira. Sucharowicz, Peria, and Sucharowicz back to the point. And Moran forced the race back on there. There's a foot race coming in. Kaluza in pursuit. Just flips it up to Chris Lavoie. Nice move. Kala just tries that one, but deflected behind the Peabody Tanner's net. This one up in the slot area. And Moran manages to get it up. Courier goes out wide. Oh, and buried up hard by Kala. Muse waits till his team clears his own and dumps it down into the Saugus Sachem zone. Kala takes a big hit from Sucharowicz, and Kala's been throwing his weight around, but Pete Sucharowicz no lightweight himself.
Tyler Kala's been throwing his weight around. It's good to see Pete Sucharowicz step up.
And Paul Essery comes out, ties that one in as Rogers at the doorstep. Fantastic Division II North hockey here tonight down at the McMahon O'Keefe Arena. And Kevin, you take a look at the schedule coming up. Boy, there's some games coming.
Certainly, Mike. This Saturday, they're at Winthrop at 1:30. And but then right after that, it's Danvers, Gloucester, Revere, Beverly, Medford, Winthrop, Danvers, Gloucester. 8 games in a row against tough Division II opponents.
And Brown right at that doorstep again, tipping that one just wide from a Taylor Shalin shot from that left point. Brown with a good back check, just flipped into the zone by number 8, Vecchione. Taylor Shalin takes it in the left corner. Nice pass up to A.J. Parker. Parker has Bucci. This one flipped up, though. Good defensive play by the number 19 over there, Andrews for Saugus. Teed up to the corner, sent back up in the slot area, and turned around. McManus tries it all the way over, but Pat Yo for Peabody, number 14, takes it. Flip down into the Peabody zone. Yo there first. Bucci. Headman's up nicely to Parker. Parker. Kala gives him a heavy hit down in the corner. Parker looking up to see what number that was. Himself and number 26, Tyler Kala, have been having some fun. Oh, and it's a penalty on Peabody. A slash at 1:56 left with 2 goals. Now this gives Saugus a chance to go 2-man advantage if they pull Essery out.
Goalie, right, Mike? That's right. Usually they wait till about a minute, but I'm sure Coach Chris Connors will pull his goalie. That Tyler Collar, though, I got to give this guy. He's only a junior defenseman, and he's really taking everybody out there. And he just gave AJ a good check. And AJ's a tough one to knock off his feet.
And number 23, Stratton, too. They got some big physical D back there. But as you see here, they're going for a different look. They put some of the forwards, one of the forwards, Scazzarella, is up playing that right point. Out to play that, Paul Essery. Leaves it back for Cooper. Cooper pickpocketed up by Knoftel. Knoftel just dogging some time off. Time in Peabody's advantage. 58 seconds remaining on the man advantage for the Sachems. Tyler Shalin gets it into the zone. Up comes Cooper. Craig Cooper, senior defenseman, gets it into the zone. And here comes Essery out of the net for the extra skater. Oh, and that just missing the net.
Luke Moran, good. He just knocked him.
Stratton, one time up. Scazzarella. Stratton takes it again. 56 seconds remaining. Stratton doing a nice job. Comes in. Good check by Shalin. This one at the doorstep, and a good thing this was taken away. And oh, that would have been a goal, but a whistle negating that one. And Kevin, sometimes we talk about this. There's an advantage to being man down in the fact that you can shoot at the net.
That's right.
Without bringing icing back.
Yep, that's right. Mike, but we're going to be 5-on-3. It's actually going to be 6-on-3 here.
Oh, they're putting off Shalin, and excellent defensive work out of Taylor Shalin, the senior D and a captain for the Tanners team. 6-on-3.
46 seconds.
Tanners up 5-3. Let's keep the excitement going.
Wow.
Frazier, bad angle, puck up in the loose. Back. Scazzarella, puck loose. Oh, and how Jonathan Kamara saved that one. The back Cooper. Cooper, back Scazzarella. Fires that one in. It is a score through the 5-hole. Kamara, 29 seconds left. And Saugus brings it to 4-3. And Kevin, that's 4 goals.
Yeah. In the last, 30 seconds of the period.
Poor coach will be on some sort of medication.
Boy, but they just are not giving up. When they scored with 3 seconds left to go on the first penalty. So Peabody should get 1 player back, but there's still going to be 1 man down for the last 29 seconds here. Phil Essery back in the net.
He's out halfway to the bench, so he can race off if, in fact, Saugus does get the possession off of this face-off. And I would have to guess that Scazzarella will be the face-off man here. I would put Knoftel in there, but I'm not sure. They're going to go with Brown, use that strength. Zach Brown, captain. Scazzarella gets a hold of that one. Scazzarella just dumps it in. Kamara can't quite handle it, and off races Essery for the extra attacker for the Sachems. 6-on-4 for Saugus. Yo hemmed up in the corner. He just flips that one out. Bouncer kept in at the point by number 23, Strenton. And this one pops up into the stands. It should be a face-off inside the Tanner zone.
11 seconds left. Boy, and this is going right down to the wire. All right.
Face-off just inside the Tanner zone. Zach Brown, Scazzarella on the draw. Brown like to pop this out of the zone. He does. Brown in pursuit. Cooper gets there first. Nice play by Cooper. Shows some wheels. Yo holds it up. Scazzarella steps by him. It's a 4-on-1. Moran sprawls. And a shot on and saved up by Jonathan Kamara. And the fans with a huge groan is an attempt to tie that one up. And it doesn't.
He still got a shot with 1 second left, Mike. I thought the game was over at center ice. Scazzarella still got a shot off.
They had a 4-on-1 down there. Moran sprawled out, and Scazzarella let that screamer go.
Boy, I give, Saugus doesn't have to hold head down on any at all. That was a great game by Saugus. And a great game by Peabody, though.
Well, I'd have to say that Saugus most certainly had the advantage on goaltending tonight.
I would think so, Mike. Especially in the first period, Peabody clearly outshot him 2-1. Not sure what the totals were, but it could have easily been 5-0 in the first period, and they did keep him in. But what a game, Mike! If this is any precursor for the rest of the year, I mean, we're in for a great show. Some
big games going on tonight. Now Beverly and Gloucester going at it right now as we speak up at the Richard H. Rocket Arena in Salem, and Salem going at it with Winthrop. And this is a good year for parity. Now there's a couple teams up. Gloucester's only had one tie, so they're clearly